When you are in the presence of a masculine man, you understand immediately. Words are not now and never have been necessary. 1. He turns nothing into something. The great man is a wizard, a master magician. Magic is the act of turning nothing into something, turning an idea into a physical reality, bringing something into a reality that did not exist before. The magician turns nothing into something using the power of his own will. He says to a thing be and it becomes. This is how he appears to do no work, yet he never is short of funds. His will is superior, and through the power of his will poof he goes nowhere, yet everything comes to him. 2. He has a broad torso. One physical mark of the great man is an upper torso that becomes increasingly broad, like that of a lion. The great man must have a great chest to house his great heart. 3. His mind is free like water. The mind of the great man is free from the prison the average mind lives in. They can do nothing, but he can do anything. Their mind is in prison. His mind is in paradise. There are no rules for him. Their rules mean nothing. His mind roams free. Their minds stay locked up. 4. He seeks truth and wisdom. Where the truth is spread, that's where you will find his mark. Agreement or disagreement is irrelevant to the truth of the matter. Whether you agree with the subject or not is irrelevant. You can disagree with every word you see written and still agree with everything said. You can disagree with every word the wise man says yet still agree with him. You can agree with every word the fool says and still disagree with the fool. Whether you agree with the wise man or the fool, you still cannot deny the truth, and a great man never tries to do so. It is undeniable no matter the messenger. 5. He gives attention to everything. Whether it be a squirrel caught in a fence, a turtle caught on a fishing hook, or a war raging in the countryside, everything is given the attention the moment it needs attention. When nothing needs attention, no attention is given. Nothing is ignored and nothing is fretted about. When a thing needs attention, that's what it is given. Then he is on his way again, without a care in the world. 6. He is never bored. The mind of a great man is always in bliss and joy. He needs no entertainment, no gadget, no game, or even any companionship. A walk in the woods is more wonderful than Alice's time in Wonderland. Each time he opens his eyes seemingly for the first time, the colors are more vibrant, the scenery is engaging, the world is wonderful. Even with his eyes closed, no entertainment can compete with what happens inside. 7. He has an aura surrounding him. His aura can be seen by all. This aura develops as the great man develops. The great man develops by doing less, not by doing more. He does less than everyone and achieves more than everyone. He does less and less until he is left with nothing but what is inside. As he develops less and less, his aura grows larger and larger. 8. His eyes resemble the skies. In his eyes, you can see oceans of time. The great man was not born. He has been here for eons and will always be. You can see this clearly in his eyes. You can see eternity in his eyes. The history and the knowledge of the world are visible in his eyes. All who look in them are given a history lesson. All who look in them become temporarily lost in the sky. 9. He is sly as a fox. He is not out to get anyone, but he is sly enough to know when people are out to get him and others. To neutralize the greed of others, he is as sly as a fox. He sees all the games and the cons that others play. Like all people, he enjoys playing games as well. 10. He has a voice that is deep and resonant. His voice is deep because his words are deep. His voice can put anyone listening into a trance. All will feel temporarily healed when they hear his voice. They will be put into a trance and they will enter a new world like Jack enters a magical new world after he climbs the magic beanstalk. All from hearing his voice. 11. He has no mind for pettiness or trifles. He has no mind for trifles, and he puts the mind of all who are engaged in trifles at ease, never engaging the trifles. Instead, he puts at ease the mind of the person engaged in trifles. 12. He is perfectly detached from all outcomes. He has no emotional attachment to anything because he is attached to everything at all times. He frets not over the outcomes because he knows all outcomes before they happen. Whatever happens, he is well prepared. 13. His lessons are taught telepathically. He can communicate with no words. One look at him and you are given lessons never taught to you in 12 years of schooling. He says nothing, but everything is said. 14. He is perfectly selfish and selfless at the same time. A good outcome for the great man is a good outcome for all people. It matters not about some personal petty achievement. What is good for him is good for you. Selfish and selfless have become married in the mind of the great man.